Frank. Wow. Like,
Marilyn.
dude, right on. What, first off, show me your shirt. What's going on there? I see some people meditating.
Oh, I made this shirt about a week and a half ago, and I was thinking about what do I do online? What is my goal? What am I looking to do? I'm looking to connect with people who are on a certain path. People who are open-minded and who are looking to evolve and learn. So uh, this shirt I made myself. A lot of times I use the printing company if they're more complicated, but this is just black vinyl press. And I don't know. Can you see what it says?
Yeah, mindful connections. I totally can. I
So
love it.
that's all. That's what I'm looking for on here. And I know that's the same thing with you. So I
Totally.
designed it myself on my Cricut maker and cut the vinyl and pressed it. And yeah, I thought at this point in my life, at this level of awareness, this is what I'm looking for.
Hold on. Cool. All right. Pick it up from at this point in my life. I'm all ears on this.
Yeah, I'm really all I'm looking for is good connections with people where we can learn from each other, have a back and forth of energy and of awareness, and where we can kind of raise each other up. So this is where this came from, and it was actually before I decided to start with the meditation thing, which is kind of ironic. um,
Totally.
but I thought this was kind of nice, you know.
I totally like it. I feel like it says everything about your vibe. I remember when your first video came across my screen and I just saw you dancing and I saw you not caring, like just really enjoying the movement. And you were jogging a lot at that time and just kind of sharing how moving as part of your day felt for you. And for me, just the sincere vibe and the lack of pretense or, kind of Hollywoodification, like that really spoke to me. And so the mindful connections part seems is consistent with that.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And you and I, of course, I think we connected on the energy dancing. I call it energy dancing now.
Love
Um,
that.
but or my one of my shirts, which is indicative of the dancing, is dance therapy. So my dance therapy shirts talk about that's truly part of my life therapy is dancing, and you and I are very on wavelength. What I don't look to learn it. I never look to learn a dance or a move.
Right.
The music has to be a song that I really love, and then I just move to the music. And it's not to win any awards. It's just to celebrate the movement and the energy.
Yeah, that's totally it. I can completely relate. Part of the thing with the dances is that stuff's just really tough. Like when I was younger, I studied capoeira and Afro-Brazilian martial art, and the teacher would make a move and then we'd have to mimic it. And that was pretty challenging then. And now I'm like amazed. I see people doing all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, it's just much easier to listen to my body and the music and just kind of go for it.
Definitely, some of these dancers online are so phenomenal. I love to watch these accomplished dancers because they are truly inspirational. There's this one young woman who she's always on point. She's always doing old school R&B hip hop, which is my thing. So she's
Awesome.
phenomenal. I get. I totally. But there are so many great dancers on social media. It's awesome.
What's her name? Because when I'll, in the show notes for this, I can put a
Uh,
link to her TikTok.
I have to.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
look.
let me know later. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and with you and me, with the connection with creativity and good energy, has always been a good alliance.
Yeah, yeah, I've loved that. 'Cause I've seen, you bring forward, many different things. I know that you're a vegan, and I love how you touch on that without being pushy or preachy, which, and I'm not saying vegans are, but, tell me a little bit about, that path for you and maybe the connection between that and mindful connection, if there's a
Yeah, absolutely. So about 12 years ago, I found out that I had diabetes,
mm,
and I started making some changes with my diet. and I'd always wanted to give up meat and dairy. But once I started counting carbs and giving up sugar, I realized, well, let's do a little research. I found that plant based is very good for being vegan, and I took it to the next level. Then I gave up meat, gave up cheese, and then for 7 years now, I've been vegan. And I'm definitely vegan for the animals first. But yeah, like you said, how can I be preachy when, for the first 40 something years of my life, I ate meat and dairy? So, like, I find that talking to people, giving people information, telling your story is the best way to influence people. And I don't really have a leg to stand on to be judgmental.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. That came across. It was like, and here's something, and it was really love of animals that came through. I thought that I just it was like a not a surprise and just something nice. I think it's um you know in middle age, it's like you start making these changes and adjustments and explorations, and it's hard to kind of not shout from the rooftops about what's going on. And I feel like TikTok gives us that platform to do that, and it's it's fun and enjoyable. Like, hey, this is what I'm exploring, and I feel like there's a it can be challenging also to not be oppressive with the information or the energy or judgmental or poignant. You're definitely not, but I see sometimes people bring that, and I don't fault them for it. I know that it just comes out of enthusiasm for like, oh, this new path. It's so, it's so important and I love it. So
Yeah.
I just like how your vibe's so balanced.
Thank you. And I don't judge people for being very passionate about it either. But I just think that coming from where I'm coming from, my situation, I really have to be more understanding, because it is a cultural thing. So there are some things. You know, we can go down this rabbit hole. It can get a little scary. I mean, but none of us are perfect. But there are certain things that we need to draw a line at that are super important, and there are some things where we have to slowly shift the culture, and so I guess everybody needs to come from their perspective.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Um, Tell me about I've noticed in like more recent videos you're talking about meditation, and you have some um, support and insight for folks beginning meditation. I'd love to hear about that, and what you're offering folks, or what's going on.
Oh yeah, thank you. Well, I've been meditating since 1989 because,
Good.
well, I had a back in 1989. I had a near-death experience. Blood vessels started leaking in my head. Didn't know the problem was there, but I lived through that situation. I should have passed, but I didn't, and I had a lot of questions about reality and about existence after that.
I bet.
Answers and questions, more questions popped up. I studied philosophy, religion, everything, and meditation became a way for me to handle the anxiety. I guess you could say I had a sort of PTSD after that. So I would have these feelings of someone pulling the rug from underneath me, like, because it was such a unexpected situation. So started to study meditation. I started to study Eastern philosophy in a secular way, not in a religious way, and I felt a lot of peace and a lot of comfort in mindfulness, in meditation, in helping to. I'm going to use the word control, but you can't really control anything, but control my and my fears, and it spoke to me. So reading of the Dalai Lama, Thich Nhat Hanh, some very powerful Eastern philosophers, and meditation is a is not easy. for most of us because we're all deep, heavy thinkers. A lot of us are doing three things at once. So getting down to the now or back to the now, the present, is a very powerful tool that allows us to have some calm and some peace and some clarity.
Totally, totally, and it's so needed right now. Yeah, um, and then I haven't clicked through on your links, but, what kind of insight or support are you offering folks that are kind of thinking about moving into this or, just curious about that?
Yeah. So first off, I hired a coach for neurolinguistic and
Oh, cool.
uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Hypnotherapist.
Oh, cool.
Because I can work on the conscious, but the unconscious is kind of hard to do without the help of someone else. So if you're let me keep an open mind, try something new. This coach is phenomenal, and not. She's also very good with having a strategy for social media. So
Mm.
what I came up with and what she came up with was a 12-week program, 45 minutes to an hour sessions, one-on-one, remote,
Wow.
and it's for beginners. So and maybe intermediate. So the thing that I found with meditation was until I really practiced it regularly, it didn't really work. Like if you meditate one day and don't meditate for a month and then meditate again, it's I don't know if you, it's like playing tennis. If you don't get the stroke down and you're not playing someone who can hit the ball back, you can't really play a good game of tennis because you just don't have the skill set. With meditation, I find it's the same way. So the more you practice mindfulness, the better you get at it, and then it becomes an incremental payoff. So what I wanted to do was offer these one-on-one 12-week program where they would also have support during the week, like sending me messages, and I'm going to have pre-recorded meditations as well for them to fall back on. So the idea is in 12 weeks you'll be hitting the ball back and forth pretty good. You
Very
know,
good.
get the feedback, and you'll be less likely to give up at that point.
I love that because that's, you know, I think, at least kind of the, TikTok communities I'm kind of around and just like folks I know in my life, like people are really open to trying new things, but it's human nature or just that thing, it's sometimes folks fall off once they start to encounter obstacles or if you don't kind of create a pathway to build a new habit, life creeps in and things just kind of happen and whatnot. So the idea of a coach, of someone that's kind of, or that there's ongoing support and sort of things throughout the week, I think that sounds pretty good. I think
Yeah, and
that's realistic.
some of us don't like the word accountability, but
Yeah.
accountability thing, it's like you and I are talking right now because we
Right.
agreed 3 o'clock we were going to be here, and guess what? We're both here.
That's right. That's right. It took
or
months, but we are here.
or we could just be saying, hey, that'd be great if we did that once, but we actually committed to something. So yeah, I
Right.
think that I think it's a good plan and a good program. So I'm excited to get my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth clients. And the first step for anybody is just to have a free information session with me, and then we go over it to find out if it's something that's going to work for them and help them with their goals.
Yeah, that sounds good. I wonder, I mean, a lot of folks know you for your just like your joyous dancing and movement. And I wonder is if there's I would love to see like a connection between um your because when I think of meditation, I think of stillness, mental stillness, and sort of physical stillness to get to the mental stillness. And which may or may not be a correct kind of a summary, but I wonder if there's something in the intersection between um, movement and meditation.
There is, and it's funny. Our minds are thinking the same, so that's why I've started using the term uh, energy dancing. Like
Yeah.
So like we already people do something called walking meditation, uh,
Right.
where you're mindfully walking, and I've done some videos of that, and I that, as you know, I've been doing little videos about meditation for the last year or so. Little uh, TikTok, at first it was only a minute, then they gave us 3 minutes. Now
Yeah.
a little bit more. I'm able to express a little more. But yeah, walking meditation and also motion itself is very powerful. Um, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, moving helps you automatically take your mind off of the uh,
Yeah.
the noise and so if you can mindfully move, if you can go out into nature and be very mindful of the sounds and the smells and the scent and the things that you see, that type of mindfulness is very powerful. So with dancing, and I am definitely going to incorporate it, is the dancing to me is part of that therapy, part of that wellness.
Totally.
We're dancing, we're not, we're so caught up in the motion and the body and the feel and the energy that we're not thinking about how am I going to pay the bills? Just thinking about the beauty and the fun of the dance. So
Right.
that is, thank you so much for being in sync with that.
Yeah.
Definitely going to incorporate that.
Oh, yeah, cool. I think that, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's just there. Well, wondered if there was, we're keeping these around 20 minutes or so. Wonder if there's, any kind of, last thoughts for now, that you want to share or just, um, uh, things for folks to know. Um, I know that you're, um, oh, well, here's a good a question that might accomplish a bunch of things. I was wanting to point people towards your store and whatnot, and I know that you're kind of your the name for your enterprises is Try Kind.
Yes.
And, tell me something about that. How'd
Yeah.
you come up with that?
Yeah. So I used to promote veganism a lot, and then I realized, why not come up with something that's more of an umbrella. And to me, if someone is kind, um, you're covering a lot of territory, really. Like you're covering racism, misogyny. I'm not said misogyny. You're covering, animal cruelty. You're covering exploitation of the planet. A kind soul wouldn't be doing things that are not kind. So, to me, kindness is not just kindness to this person or that type of person or that type of being. I found that kindness, once you embrace it, it becomes a core belief that it helps you get to love and care for as many people and things as possible.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's end it there. I mean, that's such a beautiful statement, Frank. I feel like that covers your whole vibe. I just yeah. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. And maybe we can flip the coin and I can interview you next time.
I love it. Yeah, feel free. I would love that. I love that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I love all the energy you send out there with your music and your dance and everything. And I know you're such a creator, so maybe that would be definitely part two.
Yeah, totally. Let's plan on that. Hit me up and we can use this platform or whatever if you wanna drive it or whatever. Yeah, I love that, Frank. Beautiful. Well, I'll see you again.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Peace, brother.
Bye. Yes.